We are up to Mishnah 11, Yud Aleph. Avtalyon Omer, Avtalyon says, Chachamim hizharu bidvrechem, speaking to scholars, he says, scholars, you should be careful in your words. Shama tachovu chovas golos, because you may incur the penalty of golos. We'll explain that in a minute. V'siglu lamakom mayim haraim, and you will come on a place of evil waters. V'yishtu hatalmidim habaim achrechem, and your students that follow after you will drink v'yamusu, and they'll die. V'nimsa shem shamayim mischalel, and then the name of heaven will be profaned. What's this Mishnah saying? So we have a bunch of Mishnayos actually that hit on the same theme, which is that scholars have incredible weight behind their words, whether for good or for bad. Here we're saying that the Chachamim, scholars, when they teach, they're going to have students that will hang on to every word, and they need to be extremely careful that they leave no ambiguity when they're teaching. A wrong word here or there, a wrong phrase, could lead to erroneous conclusions. And this can even apply in non-religious, non-rabbinic contexts. Any teacher needs to be careful with what they are teaching and make sure it's 100% accurate and not ambiguous. There's a virtue to say, I don't know. So instead of coming on a difficult passage and saying, this is what it means or that's what it means, and knowing in your heart that what you're saying may or may not be accurate 100%, perhaps you should say, I don't know, or even if you want to present a view, say, this might be the view, but please do not accept this as dogma right now, because this is just an initial exposition of the topic. This is not the final word on the topic. Please do not take this to the nth degree. The way of putting this explanation into the Mishnah's words itself is to say that the act of going into galuth, going into exile, what it's saying is that the students will be sent into exile. And they'll come on a place of evil waters. They will imbibe your words, literally, and they'll die, because through your words they'll enter into realms that they should really avoid in terms of theology and the like, Jewish law. By you teaching them things that might be erroneous, it does a disservice to everyone. And the Mishnah concludes, unfortunately, if your teachings lead your students, and by definition yourself, to wrong, erroneous conclusions, you run the risk of having God's name be profaned. And so the bottom line, again, of this Mishnah is that if you're a teacher in any capacity, be very careful with your teaching and leave no ambiguity and leave no room for erroneous conclusions.